There's something about this moving to the end of the willingness to compromise, and the fact that it can't happen from anything other than really truly reaching the end of that experience of leaving. It's not a mental decision we can make. And we need to make the mistakes that we need to make. Understand me correctly, it's not mistakes, basically. Because there's something which needs to come to the end of that suffering of leaving. So it means that we have to be with, see through, and basically kind of dismantle the automatic movements of disconnection. And that requires a wakefulness and a lot of presence, and a gradually increasing self-knowing somehow. For all of that in us, which tends to take the high road in terms of like moving up, over and beyond something, instead of moving into meet presence and move through something. It's two very different movements. And there's definitely a certain freedom attained in the whole transcendence business that goes above and beyond, in terms of moving beyond the ability to get caught by something. What's actually needed is a growth in love, in presence, and self-love, in ability to be with. And that's really a practice kind of thing. Really something like growing strong in our ability to be with, to surround instead of like surround and then let fill and pass through in wakefulness and love and care. Instead of breaking connection, yeah? Something like that. You can connect into that realm of pleasure. And it really is a repetition kind of thing, because your consciousness is just used to going other pathways. But the more times you connect into that, the more your system is reminded and released into the naturalness of that breath of pleasure, of deep being. That's going to show you the agony of all of the ways in which you are denying yourself that relaxation, that pleasure, meaning that that reminder can be deeply painful as well. Especially when and where we are denying ourselves that. Turning over from self-hatred to self-love. From self-destruction to self-nurturing. Passing through the belief of that worthlessness comes with not giving ourselves the possibility of breathing in that. All habitual patterns, all taught by remnants, by trauma, And then not just ours, but through the ancestral lines as well. But each and every one of you deserve a heck of a lot better than that. Just need to be willing to give yourself that. And then be willing to do the work as well. Dissolving all of these other structures. And basically do what I said earlier with creating the space for that deep pleasure of being to move in and to open in you and to live for you. Live through you. Live as your life. In your deepest relaxation.